What's going on, everyone? Michael Hummel here, and today we're going to be covering something that I'm pretty freaking excited about. So as I said, in 2020, I am actually starting my own agency from scratch with zero background on anything. So if you have not seen that, go to my previous video and check it out. That way you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to actually show you how to build a digital marketing agency, the framework that you need to actually create a successful agency in 2020. So this will be for social media marketing, any sort of a digital business that consumes, that is B2B, anything that's going to be a digital asset for yourself, where you can offer a service or a product of any kind to any other kind of business. I'm going to show you exactly what it takes to actually build it. And this is how I'm building my framework. Now, this framework is going to be a little bit different than what you see most other people doing. And that's because most people that own digital agencies don't grow them to be very large. I'd say 90% of them do less than $10,000, $20,000 a month. What I want to show you, and what this framework's going to do, is it's going to show you what it takes to compete in the market in 2020, because a lot has changed. You can't just choose a niche and then create a standard offer for Facebook ads or SEO. You're going to get crushed. There's no way that that's going to be what wins. You have to create the framework that I'm going to show you right now to actually be able to have a lot of success. Alright, so the number one thing that you're obviously going to need, and this has never changed, and I'll be honest, this isn't new information. The first thing you're going to need is a niche, obviously. Now, why do we niche down? Why do we even care? I'm actually going to move this. Hold on one second as we relocate. Alright. So the number one thing, like I said, you're going to need is a niche. And I don't think that I could have written that any smaller. But the reason that I'm writing this out right now is because I want you to be able to see, this is actually the thought process that I'm going through before I start my new business. Now, what is a niche? A lot of people that might be just starting out. A niche is when you get hyper-focused on one specific industry, a vertical that you're able to go after and you're able to be the expert. I'll give you an example. Who makes more money? Is it a heart surgeon, or is it going to be a general doctor? Obviously a heart surgeon. Even though they both went to an equivalent amount of school, they both did 8+ years of school, the heart surgeon's dealing with a much larger problem, right? They're opening chest cavities while a general doctor deals with a common cold, something that's not that exciting. Now, that's what we want to do. And a lot of people get caught up in this whole, oh, Michael, what Facebook ads strategy am I going to have? What Google ads strategy am I going to have? I'm going to do some cool website design. And that's not what this is about. What this is about, what niching down is about, is actually understanding the niche's problem. If you don't know what their problems are, you're never going to be able to actually offer something of a value. Not every freaking business out there needs more customers. And if they do need more customers, we need to understand what kind of customers. Because it's not always going to be just as simple as, I want new patients, I want just customers of whatever kind. We have to get down to the root problem of what is it that they're actually looking for. Alright? So that brings me into my next point. And this is where, literally, in 2020, if you do not have this, I kid you not, you're not gonna succeed. It's that important to have this second thing. And what that second thing is, it's called number 2, a result-based offer. Alright, so I've got some pretty terrible handwriting right there. However, this is literally so important. What is a result-based offer? Look at your current offer for a social media marketing agency, digital agency. It's probably something like this. I help small businesses get more customers, get more clients with Facebook ads, with Google ads, with SEO, with digital marketing, whatever it is. It's going to be something along those lines. Alright? So when I'm creating my business, when I'm showing my students how to create their business, we avoid that like the freaking coronavirus, okay? So what we need to do is we need to create a result. We need to understand, like I said, what our niche's problems are. Not just the fact they want a new patient, not just the fact they want a new customer. What kind of customer? How do they want to deliver? We need to focus on the results of everything that's going on, That way our messaging actually strikes a nerve. So when we're able to do that, then we're able to make our messaging so much more appealing to them. If we're not making something appealing to our niche, we're not going to stand out, and you're just going to sound like every other marketer. Now, why does all of this matter? I don't think a lot of people that are new to the market understand where this industry's really evolved from. So like 10 years ago, you could go up to a freaking business and be like, hey, you want me to do your marketing? And they'd pay you $2 to $5 grand. And it's not like that anymore. And the reason for it is it's a little saturated. People like Ty Lopez, the big guys out there that are promoting these the courses that are showing amateurs how to get like 1 or 2 clients, but just bombarding the same sort of a message across the entire market. If you have that messaging, it's a saturated market. Think of it as like a red ocean full of just like competition, saturation, like impossible to break through. However, when you niche down properly and when you create what I call a result-based offer, then we don't sound like other marketers. And the reason that we don't want to sound like other marketers is literally almost every marketer out there has screwed over a business. Every business owner now in this new market that we're going into has been screwed in one way or another. I guarantee you, every conversation I have, like we've bought in leads in the past, we've worked with marketers in the past, and our experience has been terrible. You know, there's been some good ones, but most of the time it's the bad ones, right? So what we need to do is we need to find a way to not even associate ourselves like them. We need to make our entire frame of mind different from what they were doing with their past marketer companies that they were working with. Because if we sound like their previous experience that was negative, what do you think they're going to expect with you? A negative experience, right? So that's the other thing. Then, number 3, what do we need? We need, number 3 is free, right? We need free daily leads. Now, why is that so important? A lot of you that are starting out don't have that much cash, right? $1,000, $2,000, maybe $5,000 to your name. And that's all right, because when I was starting my agency, I didn't have more than a couple $1,000s, okay? And it was a really stressful time. And the last thing that you're going to want to do is spend money on Facebook ads or Google ads. So a couple really solid approaches are, you know, like cold calling, cold emailing, anything like that where you can get in front of a business. I show people in my course, if you want to look at it right now, it's agencytycoons.com. I show you how to create an automated organic system to get in front of those businesses in a way that works in 2020. But what we need and what's most important is having daily conversations. Who is going to win? Is it going to be the person that has a conversation every day, or is it going to be a person that has a conversation once a week, right? Like, if you really break down what business is, and the reason that I teach organic is because everyone's out there preaching Facebook ads, YouTube ads, whatever the crap else, does not matter. What business breaks down to is having conversations with other businesses. Look at Facebook ads. Why does it do so well? It's literally nothing to do with Facebook. It has to do with the fact that Facebook has users, there are people in one location, and what Facebook's able to do is take your message and put it and disrupt other people. So what we have to do is we need to figure out organic ways to go about this. I want you to be able to get in front of 5, 10, 15,000 business owners every single month without spending any money and getting your message in front of them. Because if you're able to do that, then you're able to have conversations. If you have conversations and you're decent at sales, it's obvious that you're going to be able to get a customer. That is as simple as it is. But you know, if you're missing a niche, if you're missing a result-based offer, and if you're not having conversations, it's never going to happen. So if you don't have all 3 of those things, you're totally screwed in the new market. Okay? Then this is actually something that I'm doing now, and I'd say that this is going to come into play more and more in 2020, and it's something that I actually didn't even have to do when I was originally starting out. However, I think that this is going to be something that if you don't have it coming into these coming years, your agency is going to very, very much so suffer. So what it is, it's called a brand. Okay? And a brand is oftentimes miscontorted because, and a brand oftentimes is like thought of as like, you know, Apple or Microsoft and like all these big brands that we know about. And that's not necessarily what I mean by a brand here. All that I really mean is that your messaging, everything that you have online about yourself and who you stand for in the marketplace all ties directly to your niche. So if you created a company called like Lead Generation Experts, that stuff I genuinely believe is going to go away. There's no way for you to actually like create just a generic lead generation, a generic marketing, a generic business that's going to resonate with the people you're trying to reach out to. However, what if we create companies based directly off of the result-based offer that we have for a niche? So everything that we're doing is entirely in tune with what the niche is speaking about. It looks like that is the only thing that we do. Let me put it like this. Like, when it comes to a brand, who do you think someone's going to choose to work with? Someone that is hyper-focused on one thing. They only work with other roofers, with other software companies, with other like very specific niche focused ones, and they help with one specific outcome for that industry. Like, not only can you charge more because you're a specialist, but they're going to trust you more. They're going to ask you about your experience, what's going on in the market. You then become someone that they can look to because you have a pulse on that one market. However, if you work in 5, 10, 20 different niches, you're kind of like a little niche slut. No one's going to want to work with you. They're going to see you and they're going to be like, oh, it's just another marketing agency. And because of that, they're going to value your opinion a lot less. They're going to think that you really can't know that much about 10, 15 different industries. All right? So what we do is we build a brand in one specific niche, all based around our result-based offer. And that, combined with our daily leads, is going to get us a very cool business coming in. Then, this is actually something a lot of people disagree with, and they think that it's actually the opposite of the market we're going into. But this is actually my favorite strategy, and I think you're going to like it. And what it is long-term contracts. These are the best thing for your business. When you go through the headache of setting up your niche, creating your offer, doing the daily leads, having your sales calls, and having your brand, do you want to make $3,000 from that sale one time for that 1 month? Or would you rather get it for a guaranteed 3, 6, or 12 months? And that way you don't even have to think about it. Once you're able to do a long-term contract, you're actually going to be getting, you know, if you do a $3,000 sale, you're getting $9,000, $18,000, $36,000. That is so much more valuable for your company. And the reason that I think long-term contracts are going to play such a large part in this is it allows you, in this really saturated market, to like really get people to see the marketing that you're able to do. There's a huge misconception in the marketplace that for some reason you're able to get really good results in like 30 days. And that's just not the case. Like, I can get a result in 30 days. However, if the expectation that you're setting for your clients in 2020 is that you're going to be able to get like magic in the first 30 days, you are going to lose every time. However, if you're able to frame it so this is a long-term relationship, you are expressing to them the best thing for you, as if you're a doctor prescribing something to a patient for a treatment. The best thing for you as a business is to stick with me for the next 12 months. I'm going to help you go from here to here within 12 months. If you want anything less than that, you are in a different world. Because now in 2020, everyone knows marketing is important. Almost everyone. So it's going to be your job to show them why they should choose you and why they should go with your company and work with you for the long term. And what benchmarks can you set each month, each quarter, whatever it is you want to break it down. That's going to allow them to feel comfortable giving you $3,000, $5,000 every single month for the next 12 months. So that's going to be a big part in my strategy as I start this new agency. Is I'm going to make sure that I'm implementing worst case scenario 3-month contracts up to 12-month agreements. But what I actually have a way of doing is I actually have a way of making contracts sound like a good thing. So it's one of my big tactics that I show is how to frame a contract as something that is safer for them rather than just doing a month-to-month agreement, bouncing around from agency to agency. I have a really unique way of approaching that. So that's going to be a huge part in me building my agency from $0 to $100,000 in these next 10 months. So number 6. Number 6 is high quality deliverables that aren't tied to your time. Alright, so deliverables. What I mean by that is basically like what your service is, right? So are you selling Facebook ads? Are you selling Google ads? Are you selling some sort of a consulting system, software, website design, SEO, whatever it is that you're selling? How are you going to deliver that, one, and how are you going to allow it to not be tied to your time? A big reason that agencies stay around the $5,000 to $15,000 a month mark is they'll bring on a couple of clients, and then what happens is your time gets sucked in by these clients, and there's literally no way for you to actually get out and be able to continue to scale. Like, if your time is directly tied to you getting more customers and to you fulfilling the work for your customers, there is literally no way for you to scale. So a huge thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be outsourcing all of my deliverables until I hit $20,000, $30,000 a month. I'm going to find a high quality white label partner that manages anywhere from $50,000 to $150,000 a month in ad spend, very focused on my niche. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be focused on sales and retention. I'm going to manage the relationship. That's it. I don't actually have to worry about doing the deliverable. I'm going to actually take the hit on the financial margin, and I'm going to outsource that to a white label partner that I pre-screen, and I'll show you that whole process as well, because it's extremely important to make sure that you are not the only thing that is doing the work. If you're doing all of the work, you can't do every other aspect of your business. Can you imagine trying to set up the systems for outreach, have the sales conversations, follow up, sign the deal, get the proposal, sign the contracts, and do the fulfillment, and do the retention? Like, there's no wonder people get stuck at $10,000 a month. Like, I don't know what a human could do that, right? So I want to show you how we're going to streamline all of that and outsource it. That way you're not even tied down. And that way you're able to get to the next level of your agency, go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month, and can continue to scale from there. Last but not least, certainly, the coolest thing about all of this is we do a guarantee. And this is going to be necessary. A guarantee is 100% necessary in today's market. If you cannot guarantee your work, I will destroy you in every conversation. However, here is the thing that is important. When you're making a guarantee, don't say ridiculous things. Just guarantee things that you know people have been screwed over in the past. So what we have to do is we have to create a guarantee that we know is going to make them feel comfortable, and that's not going to put us at risk. Because the last thing you want to do is accept $10,000 in new revenue and then have to refund all $10,000 after spending it, you know? So what you have to do is be able to create a guarantee that lets your customer feel comfortable working with you, which increases urgency. It allows them to not have to go through as many hoops to get it approved by accounting, by their other business partners, by their spouse, whatever it is. Having a guarantee is what allows them to feel like giving you $2,000 to $5,000 is not that big of a deal, and that's what we need to do. Once again, everything that we're doing right now and everything you have to do in order to get to a nice $100,000 a month in 2020 is to eliminate barriers of entry. What I mean by that is by doing all of these things, by having a niche, by having a result-based offer, by having more conversations, having a brand that they can trust, long-term contracts, having solid outsourced deliverables, and having a guarantee, you are making this an absolute no-brainer in their mind. If they have to think too long about working with you, it's never going to go through. People have been screwed over left and right. They have to trust 100% that you are going to be the agency that takes them to the freaking promised land. And you, as an ethical human being watching this, wanting to build a business and help other businesses, you should deliver on that. But I'm showing you these are the things that you need to have in place if you even want to be able to have a larger impact, right? Like, these are really powerful tools. Don't use it to just steal money from business owners. That's not going to get you very far. But what it also has the ability to do is this has the ability to get you more conversations and actually keep your clients longer. Now, I want you to think for a second, just do the math on how important it is to have the retention. So this is where people that just try and take money from business owners really lose out. Because think of it like this. So say that you had one client a month, and that's all you did. You didn't get anything more than just one client every single month, and you were able to convince them into a long-term contract with you for 12 months. And you had solid deliverables, so your time was not tied to it. All right? $3,000 a month, $36,000 a year. And that would mean that you get 12 clients. That means you're getting nearly $500,000 a year just by having these long-term customers. If you got 12 clients over the course of 12 months, one client per month at $3,000, that means you're getting just under $500,000 per year, with that being outsourced to someone else, so your time's not tied to it. And like, you're actually getting them a seriously solid result, and their business is growing. And if you only got one client a month, you got some other problems. That means you're not getting daily leads. So when I say making $1 million a year is not that freaking hard, it's not that hard. So like, listen to me when I say, just do these things, get your niche, get your result-based offer, get leads every single day, create a brand, do a long-term contract, make sure you're outsourcing the work, that way you have your freedom, that way you have your time and you're able to enjoy life, as well as create a guarantee. If you have all of that in place, you should have no problem building an agency to over $100,000 a month. I hope this was helpful. Make sure that you like and subscribe on this channel, because I am literally going to be doing videos just like this, getting more and more valuable over the coming months, that will show you step by step exactly how to build a digital marketing agency to over $100,000 a month. And I myself am going to be showing you my personal agency, behind the scenes, exactly what I'm doing to scale to over $100,000 a month in less than 10 months. So I hope you're ready for it, and I'll see you next time.